What's up, guys? I'm out here in the Okaloacoochee Slough State Forest in the woods. I love it out here. Just wanted to check in, let you guys know what's been going on. If you're a quadriplegic, if you have a spinal cord injury, therapy is difficult. Hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta get my hat. The sun is in my eyes. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Hope you're still there. But I want to tell you a little bit of what I've been working on, what I've been struggling with. If you've been in a wheelchair more than a few years, and it is your vision or your belief that you can be a lot better, you definitely can be a lot better if you believe it, because you can be a lot better no matter what your circumstances. But if you really believe that, and what you have to do is every single day is just do your workouts, do your therapy. What you figured out, I'm here to tell you that it's a difficult thing to keep going without stopping or getting discouraged. And excuse me, because the sun is bothering my eyes. But I was away. Me and my wife got away for a few days to the beach. It was a wonderful break. I went 5 days without being on my feet. Well, I got on my feet for a little bit. I would stand up before I went to bed. My wife would help me, of course. But I found a pattern that seems like it might work. When I say on my feet, I mean either gait training, which I don't do a lot of. I try to do it a few times a week. I would probably do it more if I didn't need assistance. My eyes are closed. My eyes bother me a lot, so don't worry about me. I'm good. But when I say on my feet, I have this thing where no matter what, I like to get on my feet almost every day of the week, whether it's gait training or get in the easy stand glider or just hold onto a walker and stand up for a while. But I went 5 days without getting on my feet at all. So when we got back home from the beach, the next day after work, my wife helped me get in the easy stand glider, and I did my workout. I have a routine that I go through while I'm standing in there. But a part of the routine is I let the glider down a certain way, and I practice sit to sit stands like squats. I'm up to now, I do 4 sets of 15 of those. So that week when we got back from the beach, I did that 3 times that week. So I was on my feet, even though it wasn't gait training. The day that we did get back, I did gait train. I would say I walked about, I call it walking. I know other people call it different things, ambulation, whatever. Just because I don't walk like everybody else doesn't mean I don't walk. But I walked the day we got back. I had been off my feet for 5 days. And amazingly, I was able to walk. And I used the platform walker that holds my arms like this, but with no braces or nothing. My wife just walks behind me. I walked about, I would say, 40 steps. And at the end of that, I was winded, and it wasn't the best walk, but it also wasn't the worst. I think for 5 days being off my feet, it was pretty good. And the next day is when I got in the easy stand glider, and I didn't gait train anymore that week, but I did the glider for 3 days that week, and even 1 or 2 days, I was off my feet. But another 5 days went by where I didn't gait train, but I was on my feet. Sorry if this is confusing. But five days pass by, and I go to do my gait training again, and it's better. Like, my legs are looser, I'm taking bigger steps. It's not perfect. Of course it's not perfect. I'm a quadriplegic, but I could tell a significant difference. I walked 65 steps. I wasn't even hardly winded. My left weaker leg was doing really well, like stepping really well. And I'm writing all this down on a daily calendar to keep up with what I do, and if I can see patterns. So I'm like, wow, I used the easy stand glider for 3 days, didn't gait train for 5 days, but I was on my feet. And my dilemma is, if I could gait train and use the glider, and another therapy I do is get on the floor. If I could do that every day, I would do it every day, but I can't do it every day. I don't have the time. I don't have the assistance, and it's on nobody but me. I'm truly blessed to have a wonderful wife that helps me a lot with everything every day. So she goes to work long days, I go to work long days, and at the end of the day, she either helps me get in my glider, helps me gait train, or helps me get on the floor. But I can't do all three of those things in the same day. So I was kind of discouraged a while back. I was thinking, I need to do all of these things, but I can't. And I can't just gait train one day, glider one day, and floor one day, because there's no consistency, even though it is better than nothing. But I found with the glider, putting in those 3 days in that 1 week, it really helped my body. Made a big difference when I gait trained. So then I'm like, okay, I see that routine. Now I need to add the floor, make the floor a regular routine. And I hadn't been on the floor probably in a couple weeks, guys. But this week, I got on the floor yesterday and the day before. When I get on the floor, what I'm working on right now is just turning from side to side, getting on my stomach, getting back. It's not as easy. It's not easy at all. So I wondered how I was going to do after being off the floor for a while. But I got on the floor day before yesterday. I was able to turn to my left side and do my routine on my side, which is some crunches, some side bends, side lifts, and some trying to go over and come back. But also, when I get on my side, I use my hip flexors because I pull my right leg to myself, and then I have to pull my left leg, which is my weak leg, to get my hips over to help me turn to that side. So I'm working my core muscles, but I'm also working other muscles too. So I got on the floor, was able to turn to each side twice. And I know that don't sound like a lot, but I mean, 2 times is more than 0 times, so it's really good. And I tried for 3 times, but it was really a struggle. I was down there for an hour, and there are other things I do when I'm down there. So I got up that day, and the next day after work, it was in my mind, I want to do 2 days in a row. So got on the floor yesterday, and I was able to get on my side, turn to each side 3 times. I really wanted to do 5, but 3 times. It's more than the day before. And got on my stomach, and I can only get on my stomach to the right side. Well, I can get on my stomach to the left side, but I can't get back currently. But I got on my stomach each time. I turned to my right side, so I was on my stomach 3 times for a few minutes. That's really good for stretching out the front of your legs and other things, I'm sure. So I found the pattern with the easy stand glider. It loosens my body, helps me gait train better. And now I'm adding, it's a bird over there I'm looking at. Now I'm trying to add the floor on a regular basis. Because, and I know if you want to walk, you were made to walk, so I understand that being your main goal. But with me being in a wheelchair so long, I've found there are things I want to walk. Don't get me wrong, there are things that are more important. Like if all your focus was just you want to walk, you would be miserable because you would miss out on a lot of other things. Like for me, if I couldn't walk that far but I could just stand up on my own and sit down, that would be amazing to me because I'm in a wheelchair all day. So just being able to stand up a little bit, sit down, that's wonderful. But if you want to walk, that's an awesome goal. I have that goal. I have mixed views on it. Of course I want to walk. We were all made to walk. That's what we're supposed to do. But you can't just pop up and walk. You gotta get on the floor. You gotta do whatever routines you figure out, whatever knowledge you find from other people that have done it before you. You gotta put that together and put in the work. But I'm hoping I'm finding a really good pattern. What I was going to say, it would be crazy if you're trying to walk and somebody says, you should only walk once every 5 days. I know that's ridiculous, but, and that's not my ultimate goal. What I found right now, putting in time on the easy stand glider, putting in time on the floor, and on the 5th day to get up and I can actually gait train, and the gait training is pretty good. I mean, it's not, like I said, I'm a quadriplegic, I'm a crippled person, so a wasp just went in my car, that's great. I found a pattern. Part of it is the easy stand glider. Consistently, it helps. And I know it helps more than my gait training. So I'm adding the floor. This week I've done the glider once, floor twice. This afternoon, God willing, I'm going to do the glider. So I'll be 2 and 2, and tomorrow I'll probably do the floor. And either Sunday or Monday I'll gait train and see how that goes. I want to encourage you to hang in there. You know, if you don't have anybody to help you, but you really know you can be better, you know you can improve in all ways, keep believing in that and keep knocking on doors, keep searching for ways. For me, something I do, I mean, I go to work 4 days a week and I'm there 8 hours, but I have a routine that I do. Sitting there at my work, I find ways. There are no weights or nothing. There's no resistance. I might not be building strength, but I'm moving my legs. I have certain sets that I do in my mind. I have an arm routine. I have a core routine where I do twists and bends. And I'm sure it don't look great, but it's better than moving, just sitting in my wheelchair. So even if you can't get on the floor, even if you can't stand up, even if you can't do what you know you're capable of, can get to doing, you can still do something in your wheelchair. So hang in there. Don't give up. Other people look down on you because you're in a wheelchair and you're trying to do better. Don't worry about them. There's a lot of people walking around. They're walking around, they're able-bodied people. They're not happy. So it's not walking. I mean, walking around doesn't make anybody happy, but for us it's a wonderful thing. Appreciate it from others. You guys have a good day. If it's nice weather where you're at, get outside and enjoy it a little bit, because sitting inside on the computer on your phone all day, it can get depressing. I mean, even if you go out by your front door, just get some fresh air, look at a flower, something like that. God bless you guys. Take care, and I'll be back.